rise in foreclosures, the rise of lending institutions either starting foreclosures and taking a while to finish them, or starting them and walking away in the process and not letting anyone know, never mind that the person who was living in there is already gone, doesn't realize they have the responsibility. It's really, really tricky, and I know the New Jersey creditor responsibility law is really something that people are looking at because it is a law that localities can use to hold the lenders accountable. And that may be something that folks are going to be talking about hopefully later, hopefully throughout this, and I can tell you a little bit about it, but there are obviously people in the room who are implementing it and can talk to you a lot more about it if you're not already using it. It's really something that people are looking at. Land bank and tax foreclosure reform, I know you're going to be hearing more about that, and I know that's something that the network has been working on, and a number of you guys have been working on probably in working on those laws. A rise in code enforcement and nuisance abatement. I mean, I'm fascinated with how many of you are out here about that. That is something actually the Center for Community Progress is launching a new initiative this year, early next year, a national initiative on really trying to raise the level of understanding and strategy behind code enforcement, and we're going to be working with a number of people in the room here about that. But that is really, really interesting because for a while now it's been something that people haven't necessarily been able to pay a lot of attention to. It's something, code enforcement offices, departments get cut, but thinking about really the strategy behind it isn't something that necessarily has gotten a lot of play, but now, again, communities across the country are dealing with so many extra vacant properties and problem properties in their communities that they're really trying to figure out what they can do to prevent properties from becoming vacant. Once they do, how do they encourage private investment? How do they encourage responsibility? And this is one of the ways to do it. So that's been really exciting. And we've really just been waiting for a couple of years to launch this, so we're excited about that. Demolition discussions is something that probably is familiar in your communities. I know it is in a lot of the places that we work. Not only because of the foreclosures, but because of long-term vacancy. There's just a lot of the communities we work in, and again, I'm sure some of yours, not all of them, the inventory of vacant properties is just something that will never be occupied again. And so raising the level of demolition is something that a lot of people are focusing on. And all of the strategies that you're going to be hearing about, all of the strategies you guys are implementing, you guys already know this, but I'll mention it anyway because not everyone thinks about it this way, is they're all great. They all can be considered for your communities, but definitely take the time to think about how they work together. Land banking is fantastic, but if it's not part of a larger strategy, land banking is just land banking. Same with tax foreclosure, same with inventory, same with code enforcement. So really think about how you create a system of strategies that work for your community. Second is, again, New Jersey has some really, really good laws on the books, not just the creditor responsibility law, but the Abandoned Urban Property Act, I think it's called, Rehabilitation Act, and some others. You guys have a receivership law. There are some really good laws, and so if you're not using them right now, they're definitely worth finding out more about. And then the last is I just want to make sure that you guys understand that you're a lot more than the people in this room. You are part of a larger national community of people who are really, really interested in this issue, interested in helping each other. And I hope that beyond today and beyond tomorrow, you'll continue to talk with each other and the national folks you've got here and other people around the country. And we're happy to connect you with them. We have a national conference every 18 months to help you connect to them. But you really are part of a larger community that can gain from your insight and your experiences, and that you